What a weekend. Woo! When I tell you to fasten your seatbelt, you'd better make it click, because we're hauling deep into the Arkansas Ozarks to dive into the most amazingly outlandish food festival on planet Earth. And you'd better believe I'm talking about the annual World Champion Squirrel Cook-Off, where every September, thousands of hunters, hillbillies, and just about everybody in between are flooding down into the natural state to watch a cooking competition unlike anything you've ever seen. Up to 40 teams of the best wild game chefs in the nation are going toe-to-toe in their quest for glory. Fair warning, folks. If seeing wild game processed by hand ain't your cup of tea, then I suggest you tap out right now and go buy yourself a boba, because we're getting a little gritty on this episode.
That ain't that bad.
Oh yeah? Well, I wouldn't have mentioned it if I was bullshitting. This festival is not one for the squeamish, but honestly, it would probably do you some good.
What you got in there is good to eat?
It's hot, I'm sunburnt, and I got squirrel blood all over me. Can't take the heat? Then get out of the kitchen, because I'm bringing you the good, the bad, and the bloody in another unfiltered episode from the one and only punk travel channel, Tipsy Gypsy Travels. You better buckle up, Buttercup, because you're rolling with Tipsy Gypsy Travels, the anti-travel channel that refuses to serve the usual milquetoast bullshit. Yeah, we're maybe a little rough around the edges here, and come to think of it, about all we offer is hot beer and shitty service, but at least that hot beer is free. I'm a hail chaser, a traveling dent guy, and as long as those diamonds keep falling from the sky, pirates like me are running all over creation, following the hailstorms, fixing the cars, and fucking around. And guess what? We're all out of cars. Once the storms dry up and I'm back home and off the hail trail, that's when the whole world of travel opens right up to Annie and I, and our own travel adventures kick off for 6 months straight. I'm Mike, aka MC Norris, published author and tipsy gypsy, and believe me, I got stories to tell. This is the extreme southern end of the Missouri and Arkansas mountain ranges, collectively known as the Ozarks. And it's one of the wildest places in the lower 48. The deep woods of the Boston and Ouachita Mountains are home to 3 species of squirrel, a critter which probably outnumbers the human residents here by around 1,000,000 to 1. Up on a deer stand at sundown, the sound of thousands of squirrels all rustling through the leaf litter can become an almost deafening white noise. The festival's in Springdale this year, but I had to roll in a day ahead to get acclimated and to make a quick pit stop in Rogers, Arkansas, about 20 minutes north, to meet and greet the folks over at Ozark Beer Company, because I'm the kind of guy who likes to know who's serving my beer, and these folks are providing all the beer for tomorrow's event. But let's be honest, I ain't the tipsy gypsy for nothing, and I'd have likely stopped here anyways. Great brewery, and I immediately made some new friends once my loudmouth soup started kicking in. I can't tell you how many times I've over-celebrated the night before the actual celebration. I sampled a couple flights off their tap list. I'd say the Saison was probably my favorite, and I snagged a souvenir 6-pack of the Squirrel Brow Lager, the beer they brewed and canned just for the festival. Better snag a few stickers too. Around back, lo and behold, there was the actual truckload of Squirrel Brow destined for tomorrow's event. Had to wonder if that'd even be enough, because by truckload, I mean 1 pallet in the bed of a Toyota Tacoma. Rise and shine, limb chicken fans, today's the big day. I arrived at the festival grounds a little before 9 o'clock a.m., which was the official kickoff time for the cooking teams to get to work. After snagging a souvenir shirt, I'm headed straight into the madness. Not unlike the main drag of Broadway in Nashville, all at once your senses collide with the discordant crash of sounds, sights, and smells coming at you from every direction. Growling generators, hissing grills, popping grease, and a buzz of friendly chatter from every tent where samples are already being served.
Remoulade sauce on it with a side of green beans and potatoes with what we call bacon squirrel sprinkled over the top. So, you want to try some?
Right now, all the teams in the competition are focused on food production. both for the contest and to feed the crowd. You will not leave here hungry, boys and girls. Oh no, depending on how adventurous an eater you are anyhow. This is all wild game, and not just squirrels. Yeah, there's probably a few different dozen squirrel dishes to take out for a test drive, but countless other critters make the menu as well. Whether it walks, crawls, flies, or swims, it's all here, and it's all free. Oh, mess of crappie. Catch that catfish. From the parking lot to the front gates to all the food you can stand to eat, every bit of this festival is free to the public. Except for the beer, of course. And speaking of beer, looks like our new buddies at Ozark Beer Company have got their hands full today. Woo! That's one of 2 lines headed straight to the same beer tent. And look at that, already down to about a half Tacoma load, looks to me. Indoors, there's plenty more going on. We got time to check things out in the Nature Center, where there's music and exhibits and an air-conditioned refuge from the rising heat outside. The competing teams have until noon to get their plates turned into the judges, so let's leave them alone to their cooking for a little bit, because the clock is ticking. This annual event is organized in part and emceed by the same 2 gentlemen behind the podcast, Cooking Up a Story with Aaron and Joe. If you haven't, check it out. These guys are fucking hilarious, and they do one hell of a job running a squirrel cook-off as well. Not sure if this is the legendary bear trapper for the state of Arkansas, Mr. Myron Means. It was over 20 years ago when I met him in person, an hour out in the boondocks, and he caught me in my underwear. But that's another story.
From now, team 3 and 4.
All right, kids, it's high noon and the time is up. All teams in the competition are hauling ass to turn their boxes into a panel of judges who are stuffing their faces with more squirrel meat than a chicken hawk today. Winners will be announced at 4 o'clock. I managed to track down last year's champions, and they still seem pretty confident that they're going to be taking home another trophy this year. So you guys are the team to be feared out here.
Yes, sir.
Well, we'll see. But in the meantime, let's try to drink the beer tent dry, make some new friends, and get ready for a couple of must-see events. The squirrel skinning competition at 1 o'clock, followed by the world's hottest squirrel eating competition at 2, where contestants will get to enjoy just as much 4 million Scoville unit squirrel as they can stand to eat.
Candy over there.
1, 2, 3. Skin a squirrel, boys. Skin a squirrel skin. All right, let's see which way they're going to go. All right, both are using the tail. Here. Right away. Skin a squirrel, boys. Grab one. Get her skin. Oh, let's just put down a young one. Give him your mean look. Give that guy your mean look. We got 2 rabbits that we gotta skin. Y'all know how to skin a rabbit?
Yeah, I'd say they both appear to be capable, but only one of them will go on to win the final bout and defend his belt and title for the 4th year in a row as the undisputed squirrel skinning champion of the world, Clinton Jackson. But I'm sorry, Mr. Jackson. But that 8-year-old boy skinning squirrels with his teeth kinda stole the show in my book. All right, it's time to swab all the blood and guts off the skinning table, spread out a new butcher paper tablecloth, and pass around some squirrel brow beers to our next set of contestants who got their appetites whetted by the skinners for some 4 million Scoville unit squirrel.
If you quit or drink the beer, you're out. Okay, so last 2 people standing will be first and second. Last man standing is first place. We understand? All right, on 3. On your marks, y'all got your cameras ready. 1, 2, 3. Woo! Yeah.
honest, I don't even know who won that deal. It was all kind of a lot to take in, if you know what I'm saying. But I'm glad all those boys had fun, because at the end of the day, that's all that really matters, isn't it?
Gentlemen, that was the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen a human being do.
And the good news is, if you didn't get quite enough to eat earlier in the day, well, there's plenty of leftovers right here on this table and on the ground.
How is it?
That ain't that bad. Let me get it.
For those of you who might think this would be a great festival for people watching, well, you're right and you're wrong, because this event is for people meeting. I'll bet you I made 50 new friends that day, who I hope I'll get the chance to have another beer with next year or sooner. I didn't stick around till 4 o'clock. It's hot, I'm sunburnt, and I got squirrel blood all over me. What the hell just happened? The winners of the cook-off were announced online the next morning. That's it for this episode. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and stay tuned, because we're going places.